Open your mouth. Spread your legs. Clear. Let's go.
Yo, what up, what up? You already know, it's your boy Pistol Pete. Welcome back to Dog of the Yard. Today we got King Blame in the building. King Blame did a 10-year sentence, got caught with 100 grams. You know what I'm saying? You already know. Coke, doing this thing out in the street, went to jail. Today he's here, you already know. Dog in the Yard, King Blame. Let's do it. What up, peoples, man? It's your boy Pistol Pete. Welcome back to Dog in the Yard. And today we got Blame in the fucking building. What up, Blame?
Brother.
Hey, nothing, man. Chilling, big boy. What's happening with you, man?
Happy to be here, man.
That's what's up, man. Nice seeing you, man, brother.
Nice seeing you too, man.
You know what I mean? So we here with Blame. Blame, let them know where you from, man.
From Yonkers, born and raised, man. Beaufort Gardens, you already know.
Okay, that's what it is. So you from Yonkers your whole life?
Yeah, I'm originally from Beaufort.
Okay.
Then, like, when I was hit, like, 11, 12 years old, we moved to the south side.
Okay.
South Yonkers.
What, south side is like the rougher side?
Well, I grew up, like, in a predominantly black neighborhood. I'm from the projects. So, like, when I moved from the projects to the south side, it was like a culture shock.
Okay.
Because it's south side mainly Spanish niggas, you know what I'm saying? So,
okay.
Like, when I got from where I'm from to the Spanish side, I used to hang out with a lot of black niggas. So the Spanish niggas looking at me like, what's wrong with this nigga rocking with black niggas like that? I'm not no racist. My family, we ain't racist, you know what I'm saying? So that's when like shit started to shift for me, you know what I'm saying? I started getting around a lot of Spanish dudes, gang members, gang shit. I was like 11, 12 years old when we first moved to the south side.
Wow.
Yeah.
Did you have siblings and all that? Mother, father?
I had my mom's, I had, my family was dope. It was always, you know what I'm saying, real tight. You know, my mom was in the picture heavy.
Your dad?
My dad wasn't really in a picture like that. We didn't fuck with him until we got older, you know what I'm saying?
Okay.
And we was able to connect with him.
And how many siblings you got?
I got 3 sisters and a brother. Yeah.
Okay.
On my mother's side. I got more siblings on my father's side, but the ones I grew up with,
I got you.
tight with just from my mom's side.
So what year you started getting in trouble and all that?
Shit, I would say once, I used to scrap with everybody in my project. I ain't gonna lie to you. That shit was like that. Every time I came out my house, I used to defend myself with 3, 4 little morenitos, you know what I mean? Like, always just, you know, just little scrapping in my hood. You know? Sometimes I ran, sometimes I fought. You know what I mean? Like, you know, sometimes niggas are bigger than me. Pew! I take flat. I get them next time. I'm gonna get a stick or something. I got you. Don't worry about it. I'm gonna get you. We're gonna see each other again in the park across from you. You know what I'm talking about?
Facts.
So that's all part of like growing pains and shit.
So
a lot of them niggas I see
when
now.
you officially came out the house and started, you know, doing your thing and started getting in trouble and all that.
Oh, definitely when I moved to the south side, just you know when you an adult, I mean when you a kid and you're around adults, you're around hustlers, you're around gangsters, and that innocence.
And that's what you see.
Right, that innocence about you starts to change little by little, and you go from being this innocent kid in your household that everybody loves to this hardened, you know, person that is hard to get through to.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So that started to happen to me down there once I started rubbing shoulders with gang members and drug dealers and drug users.
Okay.
So I never did drugs, but I hustled, you know what I'm saying? I'm out there getting money and fucking around with the gang shit, you know what I mean? Like I got recruited early.
So you got, as soon as you went to the other side, you started dealing with the gangs.
Facts.
And what gangs you represent?
So my son, my right hand man, Meth, yo, shout out to my man, Meth. He here in Florida right now, but he was the one who introduced me to Graph and shit like that. He was Zulu Nation. Back in the days, in the early 90s, Zulu Nation was popping, and it wasn't really like a gang. It was just, you know, it had Zulu Nation, had Spanish niggas, black niggas, girls, the whole shit. You know what I'm saying? So that's what I was more focused on. I wanted to be, you know, Zulu Nation with my man. But you know, it was a twist of fate.
So crazy. Zulu Nation, nobody know about.
Remember that shit?
Really know, talk about Zulu Nation.
Facts, the niggas had the break this.
They
Yeah.
had the black bees.
Facts, they had the black bees, the African bees. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, so that shit was flavor, you know what I mean? Yeah, that shit was like a thing. It was like a thing to be. It wasn't a gang. It was just like a crew.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Niggas used to break dance, graffiti,
Yep.
rhyme, DJ. You know, everything that was part of hip hop.
Okay.
So my right hand man was Zulu, so naturally I wanted to be Zulu, you know what I'm saying? But niggas on my block was Latin King, so niggas was like, yo, why you fucking with them soft Zulu niggas? You know, the Latin King niggas always in the problems, fuck with niggas, cutting niggas. Yo. I'm like, yo, leave my niggas alone. Like, yo, my niggas is good. Like, fuck out of here, you know what I mean? But they respected my shit because them niggas know I'll give it up, you know what I'm saying? Right. But like, yo, why you older Latin King niggas trying to recruit me? Like, yo, why you fucking with them niggas? Them niggas soft. I'm like, nah, them niggas alright, you know what I'm saying? So it was twist of fate. One of these days, Zulu nigga got into a fight in the schoolyard by my way. I went over there. I got into it with one of them niggas and twist of fate. I said, fuck them Zulu niggas. And I came back to my block. Niggas was like, yo, what up? You ready? I was like, I'm ready, my nigga. And I was fucking with the Kings from then on. And then.
What year was this?
This was like, I want to say like end of 95. Okay. Like the year 95 like was like a hectic year. Like, I remember I did my first mission with the Kings and all that year, but I ain't become a king till the following year.
Okay.
So
96.
96, right? So I became a king in 96. With 95, I did my first mission.
How was that? Then getting involved from being basically not down with no gang and get involved with a gang. How that felt? Like, you know what I mean? Like, is there any pressure? Did you feel like obligated to a lot of stuff that you wasn't?
Well, what happened was I started to like identify like something in me that needed to be fed.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? And it was like this damn, it's kind of difficult to talk about it, you know what I'm saying? Like, it was like this side of me that I discovered that enjoyed like violence, you know what I'm saying? Yeah. And that side of me,
the whole action part of it,
right, you know, and it's a little difficult to talk about, you know what I'm saying, because I've been in the trenches for a long time, you know, so I needed to keep feeding.
Well, this the platform for it,
right? You know, so
we in the yard, we take
we in the yard, right? So thank you for that, my brother, and I appreciate supporting.
This ain't no nothing in between us and that. We walking that yard,
right?
You know
so, I just enjoyed it. You know what I'm saying? And I enjoyed challenges. You know what I'm saying? I couldn't not react to when a nigga was acting up. You know what I'm saying? Around me. Like I felt like I had to be that guy to step to this nigga. You know what I'm saying? Like, nigga acting crazy. Like, yo, let me touch your knuckle game real quick, my nigga. Like, niggas around my way knew I was scrap. I was whatever I had to do, cut and chase niggas down, whatever.
You was holding it down.
I was the first nigga online when they came to doing missions. It was crazy. My man, like I tell you, my man out there, he knew we was out there bugging like at one point with old boy out there. So like he really could back up everything I'm saying, and everything he's saying I could back up, because it was a real live time. Like the mid '90s is when the war with the Latin Kings and the Bloods was really hitting. Like it spilled out from the prison system.
Okay.
And a lot of my niggas folded because the Bloods acquired the 5%ers and the Zulu Nation. So them niggas was like super deep out of nowhere. So they was like, yo, how these niggas got so deep? Everybody that was Zulu Nation turned Blood. Everybody that was 5% turned Blood. So niggas got mad stupid deep, right?
Yeah.
So some niggas that was on my side couldn't handle that kind of pressure.
Right.
From having green lights. Nigga, we on foot down the concourse. Like, yo, it's a green light. Niggas on. The first blood we see is on. You know what I'm saying? Them niggas thinking got the same mentality. Like, yo, the first Latin King we see, we popping on them. It was just a time.
So wherever you bump into to the Bloods, y'all was just getting it on.
It was a volatile time, like the mid '90s. You know what I'm saying? Like,
you was going head first, and you a big guy. You already know you was the first. Like, what up?
Yeah, out of my age group, I was always like the biggest nigga out of my age group. So when all the older niggas used to come out,
did that lead to trouble, jail time?
Well, that led to me like really getting my name up in the streets. You know what I'm saying? Like I really got my name up, and then I start fucking with some. Now I turn my attention to money. So I'm already that nigga, so now I want money.
You was the one to blame for it.
Exactly. Facts. Okay. Shit crazy. So now I just turn, like, when I hit like 17, I was like, yo, I just thinking about that bag right now. You know what I'm saying? My name already up. Doing missions, like I don't give a fuck. You know what I mean? Like anybody could get it at that time. Like I was lost.
Yeah.
I was lost up here. You know what I'm saying? Like thought nothing could happen to me. You know what I'm saying? So
you ain't had no guidance, nobody to really vibe to tell you, yo, fall back or nothing.
Nah, cause I come from my bloodline, my lineage is all gangsters. Like starting from my uncles down to my cousins down to me. So it's like I'm following in their footsteps. You know what I'm saying? Everybody hustle. Everybody.
That's what. At that point, that was cool.
Right. That it was cool. Not only that, like my uncle, he was my idol. He a gangster too.
That's what I'm saying.
So I looked up to my uncle. Whatever he was doing, I was doing. You know what I'm saying?
Suit.
Facts. The nigga, my uncle was the first nigga to put a hammer in my hand and was like, nigga, come at us, do what you gotta do. He was the first nigga to put a hammer in my hand, you know what I mean? And I love that nigga to death. To this day, we best friends, you know what I'm saying? So
you gotta start getting into the drugs.
Yeah, I was like, I'm trying to get that money now.
So what year you went to jail?
I went to jail in 2006.
How much time you did?
And I came home in 2015. Did 8.5 joints.
8.5 years. Where, in the feds or in the state?
The feds.
In the feds?
Yeah.
So what you went to jail for?
I went to jail for 100 grams of crack. Crack law.
Crack law is vicious in the feds.
Mandatory minimum 10 years.
Let them know. Let the youth know.
Mandatory minimum 10 years. You can't get under that.
You get caught with that crack,
my shit was 10 to life.
You might as well cut your fucking head off.
I copped out to 10 to life. I could have got anything in between, but, you know, so, you know, when you out there overthinking it and thinking it can't happen, it can happen, trust me.
So you got caught by the feds.
Mm-hmm.
You was in a big crew or it was something small?
Nah, just me, by myself. I had no co-defenders.
No co-defenders or nothing?
And another nigga from my crew is the one who told on me.
Yeah, because that's what it takes.
So, right. So a nigga close to you is the only nigga that could, you know, that could do you harm.
Facts.
No?
So you went to the feds where? MCC, MDC?
So I went from MDC
Valhalla.
to Otisville to Valhalla. I was in Valhalla to MDC, Otisville, Fort Dix.
How was your experience going through all that? The transition of, you know, never been to jail before. I mean, just going to the feds, you like...
Yeah, I remember when we first got to Fort Dix, some Mexican nigga got his face splashed. We didn't even get off the bus yet. So the nigga that got off the bus, he got his face splashed as soon as he got off the bus.
Wow.
So right there, you decide whether you're gonna be a lion or a lamb. There's no gray area. You know what I'm saying? It's just I was already an aggressively violent kid. Like all my life, I suffered from power orientation. And what power orientation means that you use aggression to keep people away from you. You know what I'm saying? It's like a barrier. And the only way that barrier comes down is if, like, you start to trust people and you could let people know your kind of side. Like, yo, this is really my heart. You know what I'm saying?
Know that you're a real good
right.
motherfucker.
Exactly. Exactly.
I got you. So you went to the feds. You went to MDC. MCC or MDC?
MDC, twice.
MDC, yeah, okay. And how long you was there?
I was in MDC never really long. I was always there for like 2 weeks at a time.
So how long you stood there before you copped out? You copped out?
I was in Valhalla for the 1.5 years before I copped out. Then went to MDC.
And how was that? You know, the feds, they work on months. You know what I'm saying? When they gave you them numbers, the months, you was like...
Yeah, I was like, how much is 120 months? Like,
That's what I'm saying. There you go.
I was like, what the fuck? How much is 120 months? I could do that. That shit like. Then people was like, yo, that's 10 years. Like, that's 10 years. I'm like, 10 years? What the fuck?
You're like, what?
So, like, yo, somebody died in my case that I don't know about. Like, it's just drugs. Like, the fuck I'm doing 10 years for?
Yes.
But, I didn't know about, like, the drug disparities and the 100-to-1 ratio
the law
with the crack and the coke, how different the ratio is because you know is racially disparate. You know what I'm saying? Whereas the coke affects white people and crack mainly affects black and brown people. So you know that the crack disparity it was such a wide margin. So that's why the argument is it only takes baking soda and water
the difference
to make crack. Those not illegal substances. So what's the reason for the wide variety
Of the time.
of the margin? You know, like the
Facts.
wide margin. What's the reason for that? And it's because it's a racially marked law. So you know, now it's down to 1801 from what I heard. I don't know if that's true. Is that they pushed it down to 1801, and even then, the ratio 1801 for what? Just baking soda and water.
Still same thing.
It's the same fucking
Still
thing.
coke.
Word, like my charge in the state would have got me like 2 years.
Yeah.
Or a program. The fuck, you know what I mean? And the feds
sure.
ain't trying to finish people.
So you copped out to 10 years.
Mm-hmm.
You went where you went?
I went to Fort Dix.
And how was that?
It was bad. It was bad. I wasn't myself. I was putting that fucking pain in. I ain't gonna lie. I was putting that pain in. I wasn't myself. I was miserable, you know what I'm saying? Like, my bitch left me, you know what I'm saying? I just had, the day I got locked up, my middle son was born the next day.
Wow.
Facts.
You was stressed. Going through it. So I was on animal time, you know what I mean? Like, I just couldn't contain myself. But at the time, it felt good, you know what I'm saying? I was like, I'm gonna put that pain in, and I don't give a fuck who think what about it. And I think about that person today, and I'm like, I laugh. I'm like, yo, I'm almost scared of my own self. Like, how the fuck was I ever that person? You know what I'm saying? Yeah, of course.
But I see.
Because you mature.
Right, I'm mature now.
You know, your pain and your struggles and all that made you who you are today. You know what I'm saying? So, you in Fort Dix. How long you stood there the whole time?
Nah, I went from Fort Dix, I went to Schuylkill.
Okay.
And that's where I did the rest of
Why was the transfer?
I got caught with a cell phone in there. I was fucking around with the cell phones. Went to the box. Yeah, I went to the box for the cell phone.
How was your experience in the box?
It was bad. I ain't gonna lie to you.
Yeah.
But the boxing, I remember my man Dead-Eye Nelson. Piece of my son Dead-Eye Nelson, you probably remember.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah, Nelson was like, yo, Fort Dix box, the worst box he ever been to. This nigga been to every jail in the federal system. So when he said that, I knew he wasn't lying. You know, that shit was brutal in there.
Wow.
That shit was cold as a motherfucker in there all year long. So yeah, box life was not easy, man.
And how long you was in the box for?
That time I was in the box for 6 months.
Wow.
Word.
That shit was hard money.
That shit
ain't easy, bro.
That shit is not easy, bro.
Your brothers out there and shit thinking that it's sweet. That box is serious.
Box time is not easy. You come out there and wibble too.
Facts.
Come out there like losing at least 30 pounds, bro.
Yeah.
At least 30 pounds.
So then from there, you went to
went to Schuylkill.
Schuylkill.
Yeah.
I was at Schuylkill too.
Yeah. That's what niggas was telling me. You was walking the bases with 405. I was like, what that even look like? What the fuck? Like, yo, the nigga was doing the bases with 405, then coming back and re-racking the shit. Like, yo, nigga, animal. Some wild shit.
I used to go from base, from fucking first, second, third, fourth, all the way to home and do squats to the bucket.
Crazy, bro.
On these motherfucking joint and come back.
That's some wild shit. And when niggas told me that, where the shack is at, I'm looking out the shack and I'm looking at the bases like, how the fuck did he do that shit? Nigga had the legs had to be.
That's all I did. Just work out. I had that strength. You know, sometimes when you go through, you have a lot of pain, and you know, just like I can relate. I used to be like a walking time bomb, like
right.
You know what I'm saying? Like anything goes. Like what's up? Mm-hmm. What? Boom. You know what I'm saying? So I know. You know what I'm saying? So when I got introduced to the workout, to the weights and all that eased me up. I went all in.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? I like that calmed me down. You know what I'm saying? I look forward to going to the yard to work out, and it was like it's natural. I'm killing. I'm curling 100s. Like this is like, this guy's curling 100s. Like this, nigga, I was curling 100s.
Yeah, I ain't gonna lie, Pete. You legendary in Schuylkill, bro.
Yeah.
Even gonna hold you, man. I gotta give you your flowers now while we're here. And
I appreciate that, my brother.
Nigga was like, yo, nigga really walked with 4 or 5 on his back every base.
Yeah, I used to kill it.
That shit sound
and it was
crazy.
so crazy because every strong nigga that come through there, it could be, Black came through here. Yo, everybody used to sick them on me. Yeah, nigga, yeah, we got. Their hopes a little high. Yeah, we got that. And I'm like, yeah, all right. And I had my crew, because I used to run my car. For those that don't know what's that, in prison, you run your car. That means I used to run my workout team. You know what I'm saying? Everybody want to work out with Pistol. You know what I'm saying? But I used to pick. You know what I'm saying? I used to have a LA nigga with me, nigga from Chicago, nigga. And I put these brothers all together. Like, I see the potentials in you. I be like, hold on, this nigga big and all that. This nigga needs to lose some weight. I need you. Come on. You know what I'm saying? In 3 months, this nigga cock diesel, 6-pack. Niggas is like, yo, Pistol, you made this nigga
your project. Your project.
And I be like,
yeah, nigga.
You know what I'm saying? That's what we.
Right there.
That's right. And it be us airtight. You know what I'm saying? You know how that jail life is, man. So I can relate to all that. You know what I'm saying? My thing to you is, you know, you was in the gang shit and all that, and you went to school kid, and from school kid you went home.
Yeah.
How long you was a school kid?
I was a school kid for like 4 years.
Okay. What are the worst things you've seen in prison that you could share with us?
I seen a lot of shit. I seen this kid get smashed because crazy shit. This nigga had a mommy coming to see him on a visit, bro, all the time. But you know he want to fuck with a homo. You know what I'm saying? He want to pass a little blood nigga. Young kid, 22. He was going to school with a homo. Nigga want to pass a kite to the homo in school. The homo goes to the yard, tells a blood nigga, big homie nigga, gives him the note. He's like, yo, I've been here for 4 years, never had no problems with nobody. Your little man passed me this in school. I didn't open it. I don't want no problems. And they open it, blood niggas open it, and that nigga almost left in a helicopter.
Wow.
Facts.
They almost killed them.
They almost killed that nigga, bro. You know what I'm saying? The Bloods weren't playing with that homo shit, you know what I mean?
Yeah,
like,
of course.
Can't be on gang time and be fucking with the gums like that, you know what I mean?
Got you, yeah. Nothing against your belief or what you want to be and nothing like that. Nothing against, you know.
No disrespect to LBGQT, whatever the fuck it is, but.
Yeah, none of that. Because, you know, it's all love. We don't give a fuck what you. That's on you. But in prison, it's just the law. It's just the law when you're a part of something and you're a part of, you know, whatever belief you're on. You can't do both.
It's just the rules.
That's just the rules. You know what I'm saying? They treat you differently and you get punished accordingly. Right. You know what I'm saying? And I know what it is. So, what year you came home?
2015.
And you've been home since?
Been home ever since.
And what you been doing?
I've been just working. Most recently, I got over my man Jonathan Alvarez that was here earlier.
Okay.
And I teamed up with him with the 914 United.
You know? Yeah. Yep.
I've been doing that with
914
him.
914 United, right?
Yeah.
Shout out to 114 United, man.
Shout out to my whole team in 914
the whole team.
United, man.
That's right.
Jonathan Alvarez, Boss, Euro, Deanna, Christina.
And what y'all do? Like, tell me what's your part. What part you play?
Well, I'm a peer support advocate, you know, for young kids that went through things that like we went through.
Of course.
So I'm there to mentor them and let them know the dangers and the reality of what can happen to them if they continue with this ideology that they gotta be that nigga. Being that nigga will get you stuck in places that you can't even imagine, you know?
Your mama can't get you out of.
That your mama can't get you out of. You know what I'm talking about?
Facts.
So, you know, I love to work with them, and I do something else on the side called therapy through graffiti. So I'm a graffiti artist.
Okay.
On top of that,
what's your graffiti name?
Blame One FX Crew.
Ooh.
Yes, sir. Blame the #1 _ FX on Instagram.
Okay.
Yes.
And that's your passion.
I love it. Like
You got to get me something, man. You got me to do a dog in the yard for something for me, man.
I could paint that right there. It should look crazy.
Yeah, you got to do something for me, man. You got to come through and blaze up something.
We could take this out. I could do that right here.
That's what I'm saying. Yeah, that's what we need. We need something crazy like that.
Oh, the tower.
Yeah, the tower. We need a whole, like a tower to sell.
That's crazy.
You know what I'm saying? We need something crazy. So, you know, I mean, we go, you know, anytime you want to get down with that, the war is yours.
Crazy, that's fire.
You know what I'm saying? You can bless it. You know what I mean?
And now I'm also working believe it or not, through my man Jonathan Alvarez, through some of his connects, there was a program that just started called MCRT. It's called Mobile Crisis Response Team.
Right.
It's the fourth first response unit. So you got police officers, you got EMS, you got firefighters, and now there's us, Mobile Crisis Response Team. And what we do is we have an office at the police department that responds to people with emotional disorders with police officers.
Mental problems?
Yes.
That's dope, man.
So ever since that shit happened with George Floyd, rest in peace, George Floyd.
That's right.
They came out with this program.
Rest in peace.
And it's part of 911 diversion training.
Okay.
Where it's cops are trained for like tactical stuff and military style training. MCRT is trained to deal with somebody that's having a mental breakdown.
Wow.
So that's a place that a cop don't got no business in.
Okay.
So when we respond to these people, we let them know we're not police officers.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? We respond as a social worker and as a peer service advocate like myself, somebody with lived experiences.
Absolutely.
That to help them de-escalate their issue and essentially offer wraparound services and follow up.
Do they deal with like, as far as like professionals and all that? When y'all guide them to like professional, like mental health professionals?
Yes. Well, what we do is psychiatrists, therapy.
Yes,
we're dealing with people with substance and alcohol abuse.
Okay.
People with domestic violence cases, people with open CPS cases, all that shit.
Wow.
And we advocate for people in court.
Okay.
Like if we know that you fucked up, you know what I'm saying, you out there getting high and shit, but you want to turn your life around.
Y'all go step up.
We'll go with that person to court and tell the judge, look, listen, he's going to dedicate himself to his medication and to his therapist and under the watchful eye of MCRT. So the judge, in essence, gives them a second chance.
Take that into consideration.
Exactly. We're going to, like the judge will tell them, yo, we're going to come back in 2 months to see how you doing. And then after that, we'll come back in like another 6 months to see how you doing.
You been doing this since you been home?
I've been doing this for the past year and a half. So man. They hired me because of my lived experience, plus I'm bilingual.
Of course.
So I connect with my Spanish people and with English people.
Okay.
And you know, an animal recognizes another animal.
Absolutely.
So when these people are in the street and they going through what they going through, they see a cop that puts them in a whole nother crisis.
Right.
They see one of their own, another animal,
it's a
it calms them down somewhat.
Yeah.
So they like the engagement is different. The engagement is more pure.
I got you. Authentic. Yeah.
Shit is
fire.
fire.
Because sometimes the cops come and just by the cop, it's so many stories with the police.
Yeah.
People just be like,
people don't trust cops.
They don't trust cops. You know what I'm saying? We living in an age where, you can't blame them. You know what I'm saying? You can't blame society for feeling a certain way when you see cops all day killing innocent people. You know what I'm saying?
Some good cops, but
they got good cops, they got bad cops. Unfortunately,
fuck it up for the bad.
It's just like I say this all the time. Prison is for everybody.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? It's about that choice, that moment that that you think that you want to take that different route. It is what it is. Prison is for everybody. And so you've been home how long?
Since 2015. It's 8 years.
Do you think mental health is important for those that's in prison and all that?
Yeah, big time.
Big time.
Big time. I even think like mental health programs could replace like a lot of young kids that are in prison for like gun charges and shit like that, because it's an identity crisis that these young kids go through. They really think that they gotta be the man on their block.
Yeah.
Where do they get that ideology from? Somebody plants that seed of disharmony in their mind, whether through music or whether niggas on their block, right?
Yeah.
So if we could extract that poison from their brain, they could focus their energy, that same energy, on some positive things.
Absolutely.
So it takes a motherfucker to get back into the mind of these young dudes to let them know, yo, there's a different way. Because when you come behind this wall, the only person to come to see you is mommy and grandma.
That's if
they could even make it all the way the fuck out here.
A lot of people ain't fortunate to have their moms and family come there and all that all the time and all that. It's complicated. Times is tough. Yeah,
and I used to see that a lot. Like little young kids in D.C., little morenitos from D.C., they going out to the visit. I'm like, yo, who's that in the visit? Brian was like, yo, that's my grandma. I'm like, damn, son. Where the homies at? He was like, I don't know.
Yeah.
The homies don't give a
The
fuck
homies
about
don't,
you.
they ain't there when you in that cell. They close,
fact, bro.
and that cell go, smash is closed. Ain't nobody gonna be there for you, man. So
Fact, bro.
just know that.
Fact. And
Just know that.
I try to get it.
So are you still active as far as like, you know, gang members and all that? Like how it works if you're a gang member and you, I mean, do they look at you any kind of different? Anybody? I mean, like how it works.
I mean, I'm fortunate enough to have like the niggas that I grew up with, that gang bang, see me and be like, wow, that's a beautiful thing that you're doing. You know what I'm saying? Like some new gang members, right? Some new gang members might be like,
yeah.
what's that about? Like I don't pay that no mind.
Yeah.
But if I gotta remind them who I am, I don't have no problem doing that either.
Yeah, no filter.
Right.
Absolutely,
So,
I get it. You are who you are regardless. You just on a different route. You know what I'm saying? You just moving different.
Exactly. Just because I want better for my life don't mean that I'm pussy or anyone else.
So you've been home. So talk to me. You married? You got kids? Like what's going on in your life, man?
Since I came home, I had another son. I got 3 boys.
Okay.
Justin, Josiah, and Damien. I'm very much in tune with them. Like I got my oldest son a job right now in commercial real estate in the city where I used to work at.
Okay.
He's making good money. I got my 15-year-old. He wants to be a therapist. He's got a straight A student.
Okay.
Then I got my 6-year-old that he's the king of everything.
Absolutely.
You know what I mean? Like that's daddy's prince right there.
Absolutely.
You know what I mean? So everything that I do, I want to make sure that I'm doing it for them and they watching me do it and they respect that.
They're going to see this here too. They're going to see this right here. They're going to see that jail is not the place to be.
At all.
You know what I'm saying? We got better choices, man. You know what I'm saying? It's
or
about
the corner of your block is not the front. All
That's
with
right.
the gun on.
We don't own anything.
Exactly.
When we die tomorrow, the block is still going to be there and everything that's in it is going to stay there.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So just keep that in mind. You know what I'm saying? With that being said, man, you know what I'm saying? I want to thank you so much, my brother, for coming through, man.
I want to thank you for having me on this,
you know what I'm saying?
this real platform.
And I definitely would like to, you know, anything that could get me involved. I talked to the other brother. He told me, he told me about coming through, you know what I'm saying, as a guest and talking to the kids and all that.
Yeah, that'll be phenomenal,
that'll be great. So we're definitely going to stay in contact, you know.
Sure.
Just know that this platform is here for you. Anything that you ever need, you know, any information that you need, anything you want to put out there, anything that you need me to ever just hit my producers, I'm here for you guys. Just keep doing the right thing, man, and keep live by example.
Thank you, brother. It's
You
been
know
a
what I'm
pleasure,
saying?
bro.
And I appreciate you, man. With that, you already know. My boy right here, big man, you already know.
King Blame, yo.
King
FX
Blame.
Crew.
Yeah, doing his thing. It's your boy Pistol Pete, dog of the yard. We out of here, you already know. Stay blessed. What up? You already know it's your boy Pistol Pete. First and foremost, I want to thank everybody out there for supporting me. You know what I'm saying? All my viewers and all that, everybody that support me everywhere I go, all the love I get. Appreciate you guys. And with that being said, I want to thank my brother, King Blade, for coming through, doing this thing. Keep doing your thing on justice reform. Keep doing, I know you're doing a lot of big things for the community and all that, and Yonkers and all that. Keep doing your thing, my brother. You already know it's your boy Pistol Pete, dog in the yard.
Is you dumping or you dipping? Which one? I'm with the gang. Is you blooding or you crippin'? Throw it up, shots bang. You gon' slug them or you clip them? Call whoever you want, that shit won't make a difference at all, pussy. You hear that whistle, then you're dead. Bang, put a missile to your head. Bing, bang. We get into this bread. Win witness protection, whispering the fed. Fucking rat. I'm a dog in the yard. Catch me on the court with the ball going hard. Straight to the hole. We ain't passing it the bench. Never. 16th and Mermaid. Meet me at the headquarters. We at the bank and we only make deposits. The whole team.